Good evening, I'm Jaime McCutcheon. The Omaha police are asking for our help in finding a bank robber. November is a prime time to kick the habit. Papillion residents are putting down their water hoses this weekend. It's not by choice, it's the law. Think of your gas pedal as the trigger on a water gun. Every time you step on it, you're sending a stream of gas into your engine. AAA reports when Halloween falls on a Friday, fatal car crashes increase by 30%. I think a lot of us are wondering, can it get any colder than this? Inside. Pictures and police reports put it at 10 inches high, 15.5 inches wide, and 12 inches deep. You can still see that the floodwater is running through this parking lot of a car dealership. Come 4th of July, we're going to see these sparklers and hear the pops of firecrackers. Rescue workers in Haiti are frantically trying to free students buried in the rubble of a school building collapse. Well, I guess that's one thing we can be thankful for about our lack of rain is we won't see any of that.
Could use a little bit, though.
Oh, not long after rush hour this evening, we pulled out our speed zapper once again and found some people to be going the speed limit, but many others to be going well beyond it. It must be at least 10 feet away from the building, and this is 10 feet right about here. It certainly was a good day to stay inside and watch the Huskers on pay-per-view. That is, if you don't like the freezing weather. You can even see where the snow was washed away by the water as it flowed into this intersection, and that left a mess for drivers. That is a beautiful score, isn't it?
So far.
So far. Being optimistic there, Dave. The Westmans decided almost 30 years ago that they had something to offer foster kids. But what makes them so unique is that they take the children who need a lot of extra care.
Okay, there you go. Ready?
Children and laughter, both in abundance at the Westman home.
We started taking in foster kids when my oldest son, who's now 31, was 3 years old. So we've done it in Texas, California, and Nebraska.
In that time, the Westmans have helped about 100 foster kids. As if that wasn't enough, though, 13 years ago, a new challenge and a bigger way to help.
We started taking sick children with Shantae. She was our first real sick one.
I wasn't very healthy because I was like, not thinking myself, oh no, I'm gonna die, I wanna live, I wanna live. So God helped me live, and I would thank him to make me free from all my tubings.
It started with Shantae, but soon grew to others like 5-year-old Tori and 3-year-old Jay. All kids that not just any foster parents would take.
Tori got a liver, a bowel, and a pancreas. Jay just got a liver, and Shantae got the whole enchilada. She got a liver, a bowel, a pancreas, and 2 kidneys.
Between the 3 of them, 9 organs transplanted.
We have ostomy changes and formula, lots of medicines.
And if you've noticed, Kathy's husband, Ron, is missing from the picture.
One of our kids needed a bone marrow transplant, and so Ron took him, and then his younger brother, who's going to be the donor, to Seattle.
And if you're asking why all this, why so much, you're not alone.
Some days you feel like you must be a nutcase to do it because, I should be at the age where, we're going on cruises.
Instead, there's snack times and messes and a lot of work.
I just get so much more out of it than what I put in. There's just no doubt about it. It's just so much fun to see them make progress.
Progress of the body and of the heart.
Because I love her very much.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
And Ron Westman will be in Seattle until the end of the year with the bone marrow transplant child. So John and Tracy, Kathy is playing single parent to 5 foster kids right now, and 3 of them have medical needs.
Well, the Westmans are a great blessing, aren't they?
They really are. I'm told by City Crews that yesterday there was a fire hydrant right here. City Crews turned it on around 4 o'clock for one of those fire hydrant parties that happen most weekdays this time of year. But it was turning this hydrant off that led to this gigantic hole caused by a water main break, and it caused a big mess for some neighbors. On a scorching summer day, relief is found in a lot of water from an Omaha fire hydrant. But a hydrant party Tuesday, similar to this one, left a lot of water and other stuff behind at 50th and U Streets. That's anything but relief for some homeowners.
It came out of the toilet in there, and the floor drain, it was bubbling up and just kept coming up and gushed. It started out as a little puddle, which they thought maybe the kids spilled something on the floor, and then it just gushed through. and took over the entire basement.
A brown sludge of water, mud, and raw sewage covered the floor of this space that's not just a basement, but a home to Lawrence's daughter and her family.
And now my daughter and the kids don't have a place to sleep. It was very, very bad. I basically lost it.
Next door to Lawrence, much of the same being cleaned up. A contaminated mess which entered the same way, up toilets, sinks, and drains. In all, at least 3 homes hit by the sewer backup. A backup caused when an MUD water main broke. MUD tells us the cause was that fire hydrant being closed too quickly, and the water then went down the sewer line. The City Public Works Department confirms the break and backup did happen after that hydrant party. No matter the cause, Sandy Lawrence just wants to see this mess cleaned up and paid for.
I think people should be more compassionate and help those in need when there's a problem like this, instead of turning us away and passing the buck saying it's your fault, we're not going to do anything.
Now, MUD did send a representative out here to these homes last night, but since it appears that the break is not their fault, they're telling homeowners to file a claim against the City of Omaha. MUD is also filing a claim against the city for $8,000 to $9,000. The company had crews out here until 2 this morning to fix this break. Reporting live from 50th and U, Jaime McCutcheon, Channel 6 News. The man accused of killing a 12-year-old girl couldn't bring himself to go to court today. This as a judge moves another step closer to a potential death sentence for Roy Ellis. So who needs to change their plates from an out-of-state one to a Nebraska one? Well, if you've lived in Nebraska for more than 30 days, you need to head to your local county treasurer's office and get your plates changed. I must have much thinner blood than you because I would never call 35 warm, but I guess it's better than the 20s,
I think the
isn't it?
cutoff, as I've realized living in some places, is like 32. Above 32, it's okay. Below 32, it's not so okay.
I like the 70s, but go figure. While Mass was going on in the church, someone broke into a car in this parking lot, breaking through a window. Stolen was a cell phone, a garage door opener, and a purse. And inside this purse, a credit card that was used to check into the Courtyard Marriott downtown. Really nice to see the 40s too and the 50s instead of the 30s and the 20s. Now, the victim's family questions if a lack of markers here and lights led up to that crash. We're going to go ahead and turn off our lights for you now so you can see what it looks like on a normal night. We will see you back here tomorrow. Until then, have a great night. Jay Leno is heading your way next, and we will leave you with the lighting of the Tree of Lights, Salvation Army Tree of Lights at 90th and Dodge.